Good morning, children. Welcome back to the lesson on the face of it, written by Susan Hill. Dear children, we already had two sessions on this, okay, and we have come across the main characters, Mr. Lamb and Master Derry of 14 years. We know the difference, we know the characteristics of these two characters, okay. Then we discussed about the garden of Mr. Lamb. We have come to know how Derry has got a burnt face. We have come to know how Mr. Lamb got a tin leg, and why Mr. Lamb is called Lamey Lamb by the children, because he has a lame. Lamb is lame, and Mr. Lamb has got a weed garden, and people call it as weed, an unimportant plant, but for Lamb it is equally important, like the fruit bearing tree or flower bearing trees, okay. Then the reference of beauty and the beast, okay, and that boy would not be kissed by anybody according to him. Only his mother could kiss him, that too on the other part of his face, okay. And Mr. Lamb's advice that he should not believe what others tells about him, that means shut his ears. And the bees and the beehives were introduced. According to Lamb, the music is the sound of bees is equal to music. For others it can be a buzzing sound, okay. And one more message that Mr. Lamb gives to Master Derry is that he cannot shut himself away, means he cannot avoid the public. And he gives an anecdote, a story, that a man who was afraid of others, means either he would be killed by a truck, a bus, or he would be kicked by a donkey, or he would be killed by lightning, or a girl would cheat him, or a banana skin could make him slip and he would die. And finally what happened? A picture fell on his head and he died. So we have to face challenges in our life. We have to face people around us, okay. We have to face things on the face, right? So we are at page number 62. Dear children, now let us continue with the lesson. We are at page number 62, the middle part, okay. Okay, children. Yeah, after listening to the story about the man who was killed by a picture that fell on his head, Derry started laughing a lot. Mr. Lamb, you see, Derry, but you still say peculiar things. According to that boy, Mr. Lamb is telling him peculiar thing. Peculiar to some, but Lamb says, it is not peculiar to everybody, it is peculiar to some, like you. What do you do all day? Derry now started raising questions. He has become very familiar with this old man. He started asking more number of questions. Sit in the sun, read books. Oh, you thought it was an empty house, but inside it is full, books and other things full. So actually the boy thought that the house is empty, but it is not empty. The house has got many books inside, right? But there aren't any curtain at the windows. But Derry noticed that the house is without any curtains, okay. Mr. Lamb, I am not fond of curtains, shutting things out, shutting things in. Dear children, you can note down this expression that old man did not believe in shutting things out and shutting things in. He likes the light and the darkness and the windows open to hear the wind. He wanted the light to enter, like that the air to enter, and he can see from inside. So he doesn't believe in curtains. Yes, like his mind, he is very open to all. His house is also open to all. Okay, yes, I like that. When it is raining, I like to hear it on the roof. Then Derry immediately said he likes to hear the sound of rain, the pattering sound of the rain when it rains. Mr. Lamb, so you are not lost. When the boy said he likes rain, Mr. Lamb said that the boy was not lost. Not altogether. You do hear things, you listen. So these two things are very important. What are two things that it is important here? Listen or to hear. There is difference. They talk about me downstairs. When I am not there, what will he ever do? What is going to happen to him even we have gone? However will he get on in the world? Looking like that with that on his face. That is what they say. So there he said people are talking about him. Mr. Lamb, Lord, boy, you have got two arms. Okay, let people say whatever they want to say, but the boy has got two arms, two legs, and eyes, and ears. You have got a tongue and a brain. Everything is there. You will only deformity is that he has got a burnt face. Remaining areas are all right. You will get on the way you want like all the rest, and if you chose and and set your mind to it, you could get on better than all the rest. So this is another advice given by Mr. Lamb to the boy, that he could do better than others. Only thing is that the boy has got a burnt face. Then Derry is asking, how? Same way as I do. See, I am doing this. Derry, do you have any friends? Hundreds. Immediately Mr. Lamb said he has got 100 friends. Derry, but you live by yourself in that house. It is a big house too. Friends everywhere, people come in, everybody knows me. That gates always open. They come and sit and here. And in front of the fire in winter, kids come for the apples and pears, and for toffee, I make toffee with honey. Anybody comes, so have you. Okay, then he says, then Mr. Lamb said he had got 100 friends like Derry who has visited, and he makes jelly out of the apples and pears, and he would share it also. Derry, but I am not a friend. But immediately Derry is telling that he is not a friend. Certainly you are, so far as I am concerned. What have you done to make me think you are not? Okay, if you are not a friend, you are not my enemy as well. Derry, you don't know me, and you don't know where I come from, or even what my name is. The boy is very skeptic and doubtful that the man did not know much about him. Then how could he be his friend? Mr. Lamb, why should that signify, or what should that signify? Do I have to write all your particulars down and put them in a filing box before you can be a friend? Okay, generally that we are not doing. Derry, I suppose not so. Yeah, it's not required. Mr. Lamb, you could tell me your name if you chose, and not if you didn't. Okay, then he said, well, if the boy wanted to tell his name, he could tell it very much, or he couldn't. Derry, only it is Derek. Actually his name is Derek, but I hate that. Derry, if I am your friend, you don't have to be mine. I chose that. So actually he would like to be called as Derry. Actually it is Derek. Certainly. Derry, I might never come here again. You might never see me again, and then I couldn't still be a friend. Why not? Who said? Mr. Lamb said. Okay, even if that boy did not come there also, he could be a friend. Derry, how could I? You pass people in the street and you might even speak to them, but you never see them again. It doesn't mean they are friends. Derry has got a doubt. When people go to street, they may come across many people, but are they all friends? Mr. Lamb, doesn't mean they are enemies. Either does it. Okay. Then he gave a correct reply. that it does not mean that they are enemies. There is no, they are just nothing people, that's all. Mr. Lamb, people are never just nothing, never. There are some people I hate. Then immediately the boy said he hates a few. Then Mr. Lamb immediately said, that would do you more harm. You can underline and learn this dialogue, it's very important. That would give you more harm than any bottle of acid. Acid only burns your face, but hatredness may spoil his entire body. There is only, Mr. Lamb, like a bomb only blew up my leg. There is worse things can happen. You can burn yourself away inside. If you keep hatredness, you can burn yourself out. After I would come home, one person said he would have been better off stopping in there in the hospital. He would be better off with other like himself. She thinks blind people only ought to be with other blind people and idiot boys with idiot boys. And now the boy quoted another incident or another experience that he had. Somebody told him that this kind of boy, like means for example, he had a burnt face, so all the burnt face children should be together, or all idiot boys should be together, or all blind should be together. Mr. Lamb, and people with no legs all together. Then immediately Derry said, yes, that is right. Then Mr. Lamb said, no, what kind of world that could be? Derry, at last there would be nobody to stare at you because you weren't like them. Okay? Mr. Lamb, so you think you are just the same as all the other people with burnt face? Just by that you look like? Oh, everything different, everything the same, but everything is different itself. Okay, it is not a good comparison according to the old man. People of the blind should not remain together. There should be able people. How do you make all that out, Mr. Lamb? Watching, listening, thinking. So these three words are very important. Okay, watching, listening and thinking. I would like a place like this, a garden. I would like a house with no curtain. Then immediately Derry said he too wanted to have a place like this. He too wanted to have a house like this without curtain. Mr. Lamb, the gate is always open, but this is not mine. But the house is not mine. Who said? The boy said, Mr. Lamb, everything yours if you want it. What mine is anybody's. Immediately he said, what I am having now was somebody's else. Okay. So I could come here again, even if you were out, I could come here. Then the boy is asking, suppose you are not here, does it mean that I can come here? Mr. Lamb, certainly you might find others here, of course. Suppose I am not here, some other people would be here. Oh, Mr. Lamb, well, that needn't stop you. That needn't stop you. You needn't mind. Derry, it would stop them. They would mind me. Even they saw me here, they look at my face and run. But if I come here, others would run away. Okay. Mr. Lamb, they might not. You would have to take the risk. So would they. Okay. You have to take the risk. Don't consider others. Don't think about from their level. Derry, no, you would. You might have me and lose all your other friends because nobody wants to stay near me if they can help it. Then the boy said, if others see him, they would stop coming to your garden. Then you would become friendless. Mr. Lamb, I have not moved. I am not touched by that. Derry, no. Mr. Lamb, when I go down the street, the kids shout, "Lammy, lamb," but they all come into the garden, into my house. It is a game. They are not afraid of me. Why should they be? Because I am not afraid of them. That's why not. Okay. Actually, Mr. Lamb, the old man, gives another example that in his absence, children used to visit his house, garden, and they do enjoy the apples, and it would be a game for the children, and at the same time the old man doesn't hate them. Did you get your legs blown off in the war? Next question. The boy asked whether he lost his leg in a war. Then Mr. Lamb, certainly. Derry, how will you climb on a ladder and get the crab apples down then? Another doubt, how that man would be able to climb the ladder using a tin leg? Mr. Lamb, oh, there is a lot of things I have learned to do and plenty of time for it. Years I take it steady. So over the year he learned how to climb using a tin leg. If you fell and broke your neck, you would die on the grass and die if you were on your own. Then the boy had got a doubt. Suppose he fell from the ladder, he would die. Mr. Lamb, yes, I could. Derry, you said I could help you? Means, whether should I help you? Mr. Lamb, if you want to. But my mother will want to know where I am. It is 3 miles home across the field. I am 14, but they still want to know where I am. The boy says that he is 13 years old, but his mother always wanted to know where he goes. Then Mr. Lamb, yes, people worry. Then the people fuss. That means the boy also started learning some idea. Fuss means confuse. Mr. Lamb, go back and tell them. Okay, Derry, it is 3 miles. Oh, it is 3 miles distance is there. Then Mr. Lamb, it is fine. Evening, you have got legs. Your legs are not tin legs. You can go. Okay. Derry, once I go home once I got home, they would never let me come back. Okay, the boy said if he goes home, his mother will not allow him to come back again. Mr. Lamb, once you got home, you would never let yourself come back. Okay, that is quite natural. You don't know what I could do. Then Mr. Lamb, no, only you know that. If I chose, Mr. Lamb, oh, if you chose, I don't know everything, boy. I can tell you what to do. Okay, children, I think better we stop here. The conversation continues and the boy learns many things through this old man. Okay, so let us children, let us stop here today for the day, and before we conclude, let us have an immediate review of what we have already discussed. Okay, yeah, let us think about it. Today we had more such information regarding Mr. Lamb and how he educated the small boy of 14 years, Derry. Okay, after that story, the picture story, Derry had sufficient laugh on it, and the boy came to know that the old man never kept curtains for the windows and the doors, and he kept the main gate open for all. Like his mind, he is open for everybody. Okay, and then the discussion of friends. The man said he had 100 of friends, including the boy who just visited, but the boy was not very easily ready to believe things. He had his own doubts, and all the doubts were cleared by the old man. If they are not their friends, they could never become the enemies as well. Okay, and later on the boy asked about the leg, whether he had lost it in a war. Then he said yes, and the boy said he hated some people, but the man taught him that he should not hate anybody, because it is like an acid, and acid can only burn the face, but the hatredness can burn the entire body. Okay, the boy learned that, and the boy also learned that there are 3 areas like watching, listening, and thinking. That is the way to learn. Okay, and the man disclosed that he lost his leg in a war. Okay, then the boy had doubt how could the old man climb the ladder. Then he said over the year he had practiced it, how to climb the ladder. And the boy had another doubt, suppose he fell, what would happen? Okay, and finally the boy offers the old man that he can help him pluck the crab apples. Okay, at the same time the boy would like to go back to his home to report and to come back, but he was uncertain that whether his mother would allow him to come again. Here we stop today. Okay, children, have a wonderful day ahead.